The sun beats down on Egypt, casting relentless heat over a vast construction site. Hebrew slaves strain under heavy limestone blocks, their sweat mixing with dust. Egyptian taskmasters, clothed in fine linen, wield their whips mercilessly. The sound of cracking leather and groans of agony fills the air. In the Hebrew quarters, families huddle in crumbling homes. A father collapses, his back raw from lash wounds. A mother hushes her hungry children, fearing the sound of their cries. Outside, the rhythmic march of soldiers echoes through the streets. Pharaoh, seated on his golden throne, listens as his advisors murmur. His voice cuts through the air calm, yet full of menace. The Hebrews multiply like locusts. If war comes, they will rise against us. His decree is swift. Oppression must tighten its grip. In a dimly lit chamber, two midwives, Puah and Shiphrah, stand before the king. His words are smooth yet deadly. When you deliver the Hebrew women, if it is a son, you shall kill him. Their hearts pound, but they do not answer immediately. A newborn's soft cry breaks the silence of a small Hebrew home. Puah gently swaddles the child, exchanging a glance with Shiphrah. They know the risk, yet their hands will not be stained with innocent blood. They know their civil disobedience may cost their lives, but such is the cost of faith. Outside, soldiers pass, oblivious to the life spared within. Pharaoh's rage is a storm in his court. Why do the boys still live? The midwives bow, their voices steady. Hebrew women give birth before we arrive. Pharaoh glares, but they are dismissed. He is clenching his fist in anger, barely containing the fire in his eyes. God sees their courage, and he blesses them. Jochebed clutches her infant son as heavy footsteps approach. Fear twists inside her, but so does certainty. This child is destined for more than death. He is the Messiah, he can't die. For months, she hides him, muffling every cry, stifling her own fear. The time comes when she can no longer keep him hidden. She barely sleeps, and she's ever shaken to her innermost core. By flickering lamplight, she weaves a basket, sealing it with tar. Whispering a prayer, she places her son inside and releases him into the Nile's embrace, trusting Yahweh to save his son. Miriam crouches among the reeds, watching the basket drift. Her breath is still, her small hands clenched. The river carries her brother forward, but God's unseen hand shields him from crocodiles. A royal barge glides across the Nile. Pharaoh's daughter, dressed in blue silk and gold, wades into the water. Her laughter fades as she hears a soft cry. She moves toward the sound, parting the reeds. A tiny face peers up at her from within the basket. Her heart tightens. This child so helpless, so innocent, must live. From the shadows, Miriam steps forward, bowing low but speaking boldly. "Shall I fetch a Hebrew woman to nurse him?" The princess meets her gaze, then nods. Moses, drawn from the waters, will one day lead his people to freedom. By God's hand, Pharaoh's daughter saves from the enemy so he can save Israel from them. The cruelty of Pharaoh sought to erase a nation, but the courage of women defied an empire. The courage of women who will war their faith with every action.